All right. So tonight we are playing a little bit of Izzet Phoenix in Pioneer. I have played this deck once before. It's been a hot minute though. I haven't played it in quite a while. I'm pretty excited to play it. This list got second place in the most like recent challenge that I saw. I think it's really interesting that they're playing Temporal Trespass. That card is super sweet and randomly really cool. It is kind of a non-bow with the idea of Treasure Cruise, though, so they've cut on Treasure Cruise. Instead of playing 4 cruises, they're playing 2 pass, 2 cruise, which I kind of like. We're also playing Galvanic Iteration, which is really cool. I don't know, like this seems pretty cool. Like some part of me wonders if it's a little cheap almost, like not that great. But it is pretty interesting to say the least. Only 19 lands, but we are playing 3 Spikefield Hazards, so might have something to do with it. There's a lot of card advantage in this deck, so this feels more like a kill you in 1 turn deck than anything else. Sideboard's pretty sweet. Ether Gust, Negate, Mystical Dispute, Entrancing Melody is a really interesting one. I really like that. Jace Wilder of Mysteries is a sweet card. I actually lost to that in my league playing Blue White Control a couple weeks ago. Anger of the Gods is a solid sweeper, and Eternal Scourge. I'm going to be honest, I don't really know what we want that for. Maybe the mirror or something like that. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. Like blue white control, maybe. I don't know what you want that for. Maybe it'll become abundantly clear to me when we start playing. Pioneer League. Haven't trophied yet. Had a couple 4-1s this season, but haven't trophied yet. So I'd kind of like to get a trophy on the books, honestly. Be kind of nice. That was quick. That's about me running my cards. Hopefully my opponent joins so we're not waiting all night. And we get to be on the play. I played this guy before. I haven't played him enough times to remember like what he's on or anything, but I do apologize in advance. My nose is a little stuffy. It's just kind of been one of those days. Playing Lyris will keep this. Spikefield Hazard could be really good. We really just need to find a way to get our Phoenixes into the graveyard, but Lightning Axe is already going to help us do that, so he's played a land, so if he attacks for 1, we're just going to take it here. Okay. Okay. Discard a card. Hmm. We'll play the Spikefield Cave and say go. We will have access to pieces of the puzzle next turn, which is pretty sweet. Upkeep hit us with that. Okay. Cries 1 card to the top. Plays the Vantage. Burn is not a good matchup historically, so consider. Yeah, put Temporal Pass into our graveyard. I think we really need to hit a land here. All right, that's pretty unfortunate. I mean, we haven't seen a single land We've only seen one land. 2 of our lands have been spike field hazards, so pretty surprised by that. All right, our opponent scryed to the top a lot here, so I don't have anything to do, so we're just gonna say go. All right, our opponent's had a pretty aggressive start here. Two, three, 4, 5, 6. Get to leave exactly my 2 phoenixes in the yard. I might be wrong to attack here. Attacking with 1 may be too aggressive. Do they just have the burn spell? All right. We're going to yield to this. Put 1 of them into your hand. Pieces of the puzzle. Put 1 on the bottom. Put 1 over there. All right. They have 2 cards in their hand and they're not playing lands. Means they probably have like another Boros charm in their hand or something like that. Bopping time? It doesn't appear. It appears we're getting bop this game. Yep. We missing our land drop on turn 4 to not allow us to play multiple spells was kind of backbreaking. I haven't seen a bopping like this since Jordan played George Bush one-on-one. When did that ever happen? I'm very curious to know when that happened. Anger of the Gods is probably good to some extent. We probably don't care about taking extra turns in this matchup. Copying our spells seems pretty lackluster to me. "1991 SummerSlam." Okay, obviously you were prepared for that question. I did not realize that was a thing, but you come more prepared than I do, so I'm going to take your word for it. We're going to keep this. It's a little land heavy, but our opponent taking a mulligan is pretty good for us. Cost Bush Sr. his shot at a second term. All right, I don't know about that. But our opponent keeps 6. Kill a Swift Spear. Get down thing in the ice, say go. They have to have White Source. They have to have a Sacred Foundry here and Chain to the Rocks. Alright, we'll cast Ether Gust and let them decide what they want to do here. We go to 18. Top or bottom here? Nightbot wears feety pajamas. Dude, you talk more trash to Nightbot than anybody I know. Nightbot goes on top. We haven't taken any... Well, we have taken it, so they could light up the stage into Eidolon here if they had it. Okay. Put that on top. I could have just played the Arclight Phoenix there, but it didn't seem worth. I think we want to keep it for value. We will declare no blocks. Okay. Let's play with fire on top. Okay, so we need to pill an instant or sorcery here. We go to 15. I think we have to do this to flip our thing in the ice here. Attack for 5. Let's start severing it up. We can just start playing offense here and just trying to get in the red zone. They have Soulscar, Eidolon, and the Play with Fire in their hand. If he wants to play the Eidolon, I'm actually pretty okay with that because it just allows us to play the Arclight Phoenix here. He can't physically, like, yeah, that's fine. So he has Eidolon. If the last card in his hand is a burn spell here, then it is kind of a blowout with the Soulscar Mage, but it doesn't feel likely at this point. Lava Runner. Okay, so our opponent's going to try and race us. Does Boros Charm? Draw 2 cards. So he has to draw another Boros Charm here to kill us. Because he has an Eidolon in his hand that we know about. I guess Lightning Strike also does it because we don't have any blockers. Alright. Well, there was a chance that we lost that game there, but we ended up peeling out of it, so. Is Entrancing Melody worth in this matchup? It feels like it is. I like Treasure Cruise a lot, but guess we'll just try to get in this guy's way as much as we can. I don't know, this feels like a good matchup for Burn. Every time I play it from the Burn side, I feel like I'm in a good spot. Which is ironic because I somehow always end up losing. What is Rocket League streaming tonight? Yeah, we're going to keep 7. I mean, honestly, like on the draw, I feel like this is about as good as it can get. We just need to sequence our cards correctly. Play Spikefield Cave, say go. Okay. Go to 16. Slam our thing in the ice, say go. We block the Swift Spear because it presents the most damage, and he has to cast a Wild Slash now, a Wild Slash or Play with Fire now if he wants to kill my thing in the ice, as opposed to the Pyromancer lets him do it after combat. So if he wants to light up the stage, he's taking away one of his lands here. Man, Anger of the Gods would be sweet here. So that means we need to draw a 2-mana spell here to... Alright, we're going to hold up Ether Gust and hope it's enough here. With double consider, I feel like we're in a decent spot of being able to flip things. Now we are at 12, and they have 5 cards in their hand. They didn't hit a land last turn, which means they have at least 4 spells. So... would love to be able to steal one of his creatures and block with it, but I don't... Still's bad for us. I don't know. If he kills my thing in the ice here, we're probably done for... Okay, so we're going to go to 7. He's going to put a card on top. He literally has played 3 Play with Fires in 3 games, and he's scryed to the top every single time, so... Alright. Yep. Yes. Wow, are you serious? I can't even cast this. Alright, well, it's pretty unfortunate that we didn't see a spell there. Like, by pretty unfortunate, I mean, like, statistically, like, extremely unlikely. Yep. Yep. I mean, there's nothing we could do. Like, we physically played all of our cards and we just lost. Like, there's not a lot of games that I look at a situation and I go, yeah, I couldn't have done this differently or something else like that. But I kind of beg somebody to tell me what I did wrong there because I feel like I played that game about as well as I could and we just lost. Like, our hand was good. We didn't have a removal spell on turn one. I mean, we had the Spike Field Hazard. Maybe we're supposed to hold that instead of playing it. I don't know. It's tough to convince me to shock in a Steam Vents against a deck that only has one card we can kill with Spikefield Hazard, and that's Viashino Pyromancer, so pretty tough to convince me to do that. But it would have worked out if we would have done that. I just don't think it's correct in the dark. Oh, I gotta change the record there. All right, 0-1 against what I would consider is one of our worst matchups in the format. At least I think it is. I don't. Maybe I'm wrong, but every time I play from the burn side, I feel like I'm a pretty big favorite to win when I'm playing burn. So it's also very notable that the deck has changed a lot since I played it last. I mean, I guess to be fair, like I played it last like 8 months ago or 6 months ago or something like that. I don't know, but it's changed a lot since then. Temporal Trespass is awesome in this deck. I know we boarded him out against Burn, but I think it's going to be a really good fit in this deck. Hopefully our opponent shows up. And I think something to support that this isn't a great matchup is the fact that even the game I won at like 5 and was a very close game. Like I was one good draw step from my opponent to win the game really. I'll keep this. I'm going to play the Spikefield Hazard as my land on the first turn. My opponent also keeps 7. Why the Eternal Scourge? I was actually talking earlier in the thing, and I don't know why we're playing Eternal Scourge. Like, straight up. I don't know. That's an excellent question. If you have an answer, I'd love to know, because I'm, like, maybe it's for, like, blue-white control, or, I don't know, like, maybe I'm supposed to bring it in against Burn to help its targeted removal or something, but I think we're going to go ahead and play this on the red side. Discard of pieces of the puzzle, and we're just going to go ahead and kill this Shacklegeist. This Shacklegeist will cause me problems. This appears to be the Mono Blue Spirit deck that I played the other night that I like won forward with that I did not have a very good league with. Seems odd in the sideboard, but being able to cast it after being delved away is cool. Yeah, I agree. Maybe that's why it's there. Like as a 1 or 2 in the main I could see, but not sure I would ever bring it in. I mean, it has that text on it that says whenever it gets targeted by something, you want to um you want to that you get to put it into exile so you can cast it again later, so maybe that's the reason. Okay, my opponent just conceded the game. All right, so I think we definitely want Anger, Mystical Disputes, and Negate. They have a lot of counter magic here. Right, when Eternal Scourge becomes a target of a spell or an ability opponent controls, exile it. So, I mean, maybe you don't want it against Burn. I don't really know why you want that card, if I'm being honest. Like, uh, there's got to be some reason that people play it. I'm not sure what it is, though. Temporal Pass seems bad in this matchup. I think, well, Galvanic Iteration could be good because of. Do I really want Negate? Let's leave the one Negate in and see if it works. And I think leaving Galvanic Iteration in to copy my counter spells is pretty good here. Control seems decent, maybe. Yeah, I mean, it's possible that you want it against Control. That was like one of the first things I came up with, is that if it gets targeted by something, um, you get to cast it again. But again, I'm not sure. We're definitely going to mulligan this hand. This does not seem good. So I think this is one of those hands we can keep and put a Galvanic Iteration on the bottom. I know we only have one land, but we have a counter spell and a removal spell here. And we immediately pill into a land, so that's good. We're just going to wait and see what they do. Run out Thing in the Ice. I think it's our best card in the matchup, so. I was like, I don't really think they have a 1-mana counter spell for it. Okay, another Spectral Sailor. Alright. We take 3, they get to draw a card. Hopefully they brick on a land here. And I feel like sweepers are still really common in control decks since removal is mana. Yeah, people play, like in control decks, play a lot of Supreme Verdict in this format. So, I don't know. Hey, also, like, man, I missed you last night. I came and played last night, and Braden was there. I didn't see you, though. Hey, dude, you weren't there, man. Need to hit a land drop here. Put that on top, play that, so now we can hold up Opt or Mystical Dispute, whatever seems better here. Feel like having Mystical Dispute at the ready is pretty solid. Yep, we'll take 3. Madeline has COVID, so we couldn't come out, Cadley. Oh man, dude, I hate that. Is she feeling like down, or like is it just one of those like she tested positive situations? Okay, don't really care about that. No, I'm not gonna pay for Mystical Dispute, so cool. Here we go. Getting to the driver's seat here a little bit. Our opponent concedes. Okay. All right. Obviously, our opponent just had no way to beat Thing in the Ice either game, which I feel like that's what Entrancing Melody's for in that sideboard. Yeah. I wanted to, but we should be good. by either the next 1K or the Mulligan Store Championship. Okay, whoa. When is the next 1K and what is the Mulligan Store Championship? God, I obviously do not get out and play much Magic anymore. She was feeling bad yesterday, but not too bad today, though. They're just being overly cautious and she's 33 weeks pregnant. No, I mean, I get it. Like, definitely better safe than sorry in this situation, man. I'm sorry that that's happening to you and your family, buddy. I don't really pray, but I have very strong thoughts and wishes for you and her. So yeah. Also, like, if you get a second, please tell me about this Mulligan Store Championship because I want to know about this. This hand seems good. I mean, like, we're not really drawing an abundance of removal tonight, so it's hard to say if this hand is great or anything. But the fact that this deck plays 4 pieces of the puzzle is interesting. Check the Discord. Next 1K is on the 12th, and the championship is on the 4th. Do you have to qualify for this store championship in some way, bro? Like, or is this just something you can show up to? I don't have that Discord anymore. Like, I'm not in that Discord. Godless Shrine. This is Auras. Let's go. Yeah, put that in the graveyard. Draw a Spirebluff Canal. Hateful Eidolon, okay. I don't know if tapping out for pieces of the puzzle here is very good or not, but all right. Buy those two, say go. So we can Galvanic Iteration our Lightning Axe and try to deal with both of the threats here. Our opponent buys Lyris. All right. I don't think they play like push in the minute in the main or anything like that. So I sent it to you. You mean the Discord thing or something? I'll look at it after this game, man. I appreciate you shooting that over to me. I don't know if they have Chimetra's Blessing, and if they do, it's going to consider. Nah, we'll take a land. Land seems okay. We're going to discard Phoenix. He's going to sacrifice one of his Selfless Saviors here to try and get rid of it, or to try and keep it, which is fine. Now this is going to be real good. Let's go. Draw 3 cards. Flip thing in the ice. Draw 3 more cards. Go to 8. I did not cast 3 spells. That was my own fault. Should have cast the opt. Next turn, we can copy more spells and just start playing more things. Yep, play Selfless Savior first. That's good. It's a smart way to do things. I'd like to find a removal spell here. I guess we'll put that on top. And then let this resolve. Alright, we're going to go ahead and cast our opt here. Put it on the bottom. Temporal Trespass. Okay, that's pretty solid. Wow. Let's attack and see what he does here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. And this is going to fuel the graveyard quite a bit. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, take an extra turn. Spikefield Hazard. All right, so we got this game here. All right. I don't think Eternal Scourge is going to be any good here, really. I think Anger of the Gods will be solid, and I think Entrancing Melody will be really good. I know that game played out in a way that Temporal Trespass was good, but I don't think it will be. I don't know. Like, I think we want to leave one negate in, but I don't know if we really want to be in a spot where we're just playing a bunch of negates. Let's cut 2 pieces of the puzzle and the 2 temporal trespass and try it that way. We'll have a couple. We'll have a sweeper and a kind of 2-for-1 effect on a card here. So we'll try it this way and see what happens. Entrancing Melody also plays around the Selfless Savior. It does not stop Chimetra's Blessing, but it does play around Selfless Savior, so that's pretty good. Promo cards for each for participation, top 8, and champion. $25 entry, cash prizes. That's cool. Nice. I'm in for that. Yeah, that's cool. Thanks for sending that to me, Bryson. I'll probably definitely be at that, honestly. I don't know exactly what's going on that weekend yet, but I'll probably be there. Thanks for sending that to me. I'd like to keep this hand, but we can't. We're going to have to mulligan this one. So this one's a little greedy. We keep this and put... Yeah, we're on the draw. Yeah, we're going to try this. All right. Well, we're being a little risky here, but there's quite a few cards we can draw into to make this one work. Land? No, but we did draw another removal spell. We just have to draw a mountain to be able to cast it. Okay. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Well, we might have just lost the game. Kind of surprised we didn't hit a land there. I think on the draw with Opt, I think that's a fine keep, so... Okay, rest in peace. I don't think there's any coming back from this, but discard iteration doesn't really matter. I guess we should have discarded Treasure Cruise there, but we're taking 5, so depending on what they do, it's... I'm surprised they're playing Rest in Peace over, like, Shocking In. You gonna do that and put Lyris into your hand? Surprised they're playing Rest in Peace over something like Soul Guide Lantern. All right, let's wait and see what they do here. They haven't played like they have Chimetra's Blessing here, so... Would love to just pill an untapped red source. Discard Treasure Cruise. And because of Rest in Peace, they actually don't get the draw card, which is pretty sweet. Please play your Lyris. Not that it matters. I mean, it just makes it easier for us to just sweep up everything they're doing in one turn. All right. Okay. We have Lightning Axe, which we have to use now. No, we have to use Lightning Axe to play around the +2/+2 card. So, and then we're gonna take 4 and go to 2 here, and so. Oh, and we draw a blue source? Really? I mean, I guess that's fair. Like, mostly blue sources. All right, well, I still think it's correct to keep that hand. There's a lot of, I don't know, there's a lot of playable things that we draw that, like, lands that are, like, very playable. Like, even, like, a Spikefield Hazard off the top was pretty okay there. Like, we had 21 chances at hitting lands that game, so I don't regret my decision. It just didn't pan out. Double Island, huh? I think we got a mulligan that hand. I think this hand is a lot better. We keep this and put a Steam Vents on the bottom. We're more than likely just going to play Consider on turn 1. Not a high chance that our opponent actually plays something we can Spike Field Hazard. Yeah, put that into the graveyard. Draw Treasure Cruise, okay. Play Sulphur Falls, Sego. We're going to cast this. Okay. Yeah, put that in the graveyard. Draw another Opt. Yeah, that's worth 2 life because basically, like, unless they just load up on this thing here, like, with, like, a couple Ethereal Armors or something, we are in a spot where we're blocking profitably. Put on top. Let's draw that one. It's a cantrip, so... Cast Opt. We'll put that one on top and draw it. We're actually just going to slam Thing in the Ice number 2, and then next turn we have Consider and Cruise to flip Thing in the Ice 1 and attack, and then next turn we'll have the other Thing in the Ice to kind of end the game. I mean, unless he has a Fatal Push here. Fatal Push kind of turns those plans upside down here. Okay, Rest in Peace also does that, I suppose. Unless we just peel into Expressive Iteration. It was a pretty good draw step. Hand, bottom, outside. Cast Opt. We'll put that on the bottom. Now, next turn, we have access. I mean, no matter what happens, they're just dead next turn because we have pieces of the puzzle and Consider to flip our other Thing in the Ice. The only way that doesn't happen is if they have a removal spell for it. Okay, so they did have a Fatal Push. Alright, so let's go ahead and kill this thing. Pieces of the puzzle. Put those into our hand. That's pretty solid. We get to put our opponent to 4. They have to have another Fatal Push here to be able to stop us. And we're basically at a point where Phoenix off the top at any point just kind of wins us the game. Ho, we almost screwed that up. Discard Treasure Cruise, attack for 7. Let's get a dub. Alright, cool. Beat up on Black-White Auras. That's the second time in... Well, I guess that's only the second time in really the last month that I played against that Auras deck, but that is twice I've played against it, which is 2 more times than I've been expecting it. It feels like that deck might be in like one of those like weird times where it can make a comeback. I don't know. Thing in the Ice is just so good against those decks. Like, there's just not really much they can do. Like he even had a Fatal Push and we still just won. Like, bouncing your stuff once or twice with a couple of removal spells is normally good enough to take the cake there. Temporal Trespass ended up being really sweet in game number 1. We were able to cast pieces of the puzzle to put enough cards into our graveyard to then actually turn on Temporal Trespass and make it happen. So that was pretty sweet. Um, I think that's a really good card in this deck. I think it like I don't know, like it just feels like it adds a lot of value to the deck. Kind of feels like we already drew our bad matchup for the day in Burn in round 1. If there are people that play Blue Red Phoenix or Izzet Phoenix in the chat consistently, please let me know if Burn's a good matchup. I just every time I play it from the Burn point of view, it feels like a good matchup for the Burn deck. But and it felt that way in Modern too. It just kind of felt like the Izzet deck just kind of spun its wheels and didn't really do anything, and you were just slinging lightning bolts at their face. So Doomwake is playing Yo Rhinos. I assume that stands for Yorion Rhinos or something like that. He plays a lot of Modern. Of course, to be honest, it feels like that's all anybody really wants to play as of late is just Modern. I think the fact that like in our like local area, it feels like all anybody ever like really talks about or wants to play is Modern, and that also like has kind of driven me away from Modern. Because I just get sick and tired of playing it all the time. Like I enjoy Modern and I like the format, and I like Burn. Burn's a lot of fun in that format. And I've got a couple of decks together that I could play. I don't know, like it just feels so. I don't know, like it just feels so. I'm just tired of it being the only thing that people want to play. I want to play Pioneers so I can finally play Coco. Dude, that Green White Collected Company deck is no joke. I wish they'd have a Pioneer tournament around here. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like they'd have a better turnout than they think they would. Hey there, have fun. Interesting. Never seen somebody type that. All right. Pieces of the Puzzle was one of those cards that never really saw play in Standard, but then all of a sudden it started seeing play, so I don't know. Pretty good in Storm, I think. I've just never gotten to play a Coco deck. Well, Coco's pretty good, man. I really like Collected Company. Why is Goldfish broken right now? I don't see anything since Val came out. I didn't realize it was broken, if I'm going to be honest with you. I found this list from Goldfish. Hang on, let me look at Goldfish and see if there's something going on with it that I didn't realize when I was looking earlier. I might be playing a deck from like forever ago and I not even realize it. Izzet Phoenix? Oh wow, this is from the 7th. How about that? I didn't realize that. I don't see anything since Val out either. Huh. Good eye, Dr. Chill. I didn't realize that. They tried to play a Pioneer 1K, but overall sentiment was negative. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but it feels like people just aren't playing Pioneer because, I don't know, like they. I mean, I don't get it. Like, honestly, like why they don't want to play it. Alright, so they have a Fatal Push or something in their hand here. Because if they didn't, they probably would have taken the thing in the ice. Sign in blood? Okay. I mean, respect. I mean, nothing says you mean it like sign in blood. Like, treasure map. What the heck am I playing against? Alright, well, I would play. I don't have a deck, but I would figure it out. I mean, like, maybe people just don't have the cards. Like, I don't know. Like, Pioneer, they put one card on top. Okay, that's not good for us. Pioneer is just like that format for me that it's like, it's almost everything since I started playing Magic. So, like, in my head, like, how could you not love Pioneer? Because it's been a format since I started playing. Hmm. So they're playing Demonic Pact combo, Harmless Offering combo. I don't know that we could have drawn anything worse. Like, that was pretty bad. Like, yeah, we're just kind of stuck playing pieces of the puzzle here. Like, probably be fine if we could put some pressure on. We might be able to win this race, but not if we can't do anything about it. Like, we're just kind of done for. Modern Horizons has polarized people's collections. They got rid of a lot of stuff in order to pick up new cards. I mean, I guess that's fair. Like, they probably did. Alright, I don't really know what we're looking for here. I guess this is a good place to start. Next turn, we can Expressive Iteration. He's going to draw a card here. I imagine he has the Harmless Offering, because if he slammed Demonic Pact without having it, then I don't know what the deal is. And then on my upkeep, I'll lose the game. I don't know. He's crying an awful lot. Okay, so he puts one card on top. Like, this is one of those matchups I'll probably bring in the Mystical Disputes just as extra counter spells. Oh, so he's gonna Dark Petition to get Harmless Offering, then cast Harmless Offering to give me the Demonic Pact so that I lose. That's actually pretty neat. It's a pretty neat little deck. Takes a lot of setup and, probably loses to being Thoughtseize, but hopefully hopefully he's going to lose after this to, Alright, I gotta take my glasses off here. Just starting to hurt my face. Okay. I mean, does it really matter what you take? I'm about to lose. Like, I understand it's an information Thoughtseize, but just take something. What the heck is happening? Okay. Hand. Bottom. Exile. Is he about to try and give it to me at instant speed? Target opponent discards 2 cards. Okay. Like, he has to have double harmless offering here to beat me, because I have negate. Okay. Is he trying to look for, like, a security Thoughtseize here? I mean, the only mode left, damage, discard, and draw have been chosen. So the only thing left is you lose the game. I do not understand what my opponent is doing right now. I'm just going to counter this. Like, I don't know what is going on right now, but he can't beat me. He can't give me this enchantment now. Opt. Lightning Axis. Okay. I mean, if you don't have like a fatal push here or something, I'm going to get my Phoenix back, attack you for 10, and then attack you for 10 more next turn. Okay. All right, that was a weird game. That was a weird game. Um think taking an extra turn here might not be that bad. Maybe I'll regret this. Maybe they bring in a bunch of things that I want to counter here, or that I would need to remove. I don't know. We're going to try it like this and see what happens. That was a pretty interesting game. Like, I don't really know what my opponent was doing right there. Part of me was tempted to let them go to their turn and just to see what happened, but I think taking an extra turn to be able to kill them is awesome there. I don't know. Like, I'm curious to know why they hadn't conceded. Like, I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to demonic pact and harmless offering, and then give it to me so that they get the. Whew, they want the 8-point life swing. They want me to discard 2 cards, and then they want to draw 2 cards, and then they want me to lose the game. Like that was a deck in standard. Those were in the same standard together. I don't know. I'm honestly just kind of a little lost. I'm willing to try this. I don't really have any counter magic or anything, but we really only need to counter 1 or 2 spells here to make this work, so. Draw pieces of the puzzle a lot. There's a lot of 4-ofs in this deck. Hang on 1 second, gotta send a text here. Okay, well. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of a fan of what they're doing. Like, I'd like to see this list, honestly. No, we'll take that land. Like, they have a lot of good utility lands, like Castle Lochthwain and like some other things gives them good utility. Interesting. Okay, bet. Put that on the bottom. I do not want another pieces of the puzzle. My god. This game's about to make me go crazy with frickin' pieces of the puzzle. Alright, so hopefully they minus. We'll discard our other Arclight Phoenix, and we'll be in a pretty good spot here to set up and kind of go off next turn. Well, hopefully. Hopefully they don't, like, exile our graveyard or something like that. That would be uncool. Uncool. Demonic Pact. Because if they play Demonic Pact and we have a counterspell, we're in that unfortunate spot where we're stuck holding up a counterspell the rest of the game. Because if they ever give us Demonic Pact or whatever it's called, we're in a spot where we can't do anything about it. Oh no! Blowout. That was a good play. We're still in a spot where we can slam Thing in the Ice and not be in trouble or anything, so we're going to take that opportunity while we can. Now, next turn, we are in a spot, if they ever play Demonic Tutor, we are in a spot where we're stuck. Like we are, just honestly, we're just kind of stuck holding on to our Ether Gust to beat the. We're gonna discard a card. We'll discard Spikefield Hazard. So Davriel was 3 mana, discard 3 cards, which is not bad. Alright, so the fact that they played Demonic Pact means that we're holding up counter spells the rest of the game. Cast pieces of the puzzle. Would have liked to have copied it, but yep. So now we have Temporal Trespass in our hand, which is pretty sweet, which means we actively are into a spot in the game where we know that we'll have a chance at. They'll probably just kill our thing in the ice here, but being able to take an extra turn will be really good. They're choosing draw 2 cards. Okay. I'm not going to complain because all that really does is give us an opportunity to flip our thing in the ice. Of course, it also just means that they might have like a Dreadbore, they might have a Fatal Push. Like they could have any number of removal spells to combat our thing in the ice with. I now have swamps. Thanks, opponent. Okay. I mean, their deck is mostly black, so like there's not a lot I can do about this kind of stuff. The Ether Gust only allows us to take care of one color, one set of their colors that they have. Okay. You want to draw a bunch of cards, Chief, then that's cool. Like, let's cast Opt. Put that on top and draw it. We're going to put that on top. I think we're just going to kill him here. Take an extra turn after this one, and we get to copy it, which is insane. Attack for 7 more. Alright, well, taking extra turns against these, like, weird combo-y grindy decks turns out it's freaking insane. We won that game. We won both of those games in that match by taking extra turns. So makes us 3-1 with the Arclight Phoenix deck. It felt pretty good. It felt pretty solid. I mean, to be fair, like our opponent spent like 3 turns. They played Davriel 1 turn, and then they played Demonic Pact, and everything else was just them spinning their wheels. They never thought seized us. They never they didn't really do anything that game. Honestly, super impactful. So I don't want to say that we got a free win there, but our opponent not doing much was pretty solid for us there. So take the ones you can get. All right, hopefully it doesn't take us too long to find the last match here. Maybe Arclight Phoenix, like with the maybe like Arclight Phoenix turns is the way to go. Instead of the Izzet Dragon turns, maybe it's Arclight Phoenix turns that is really the deck to be playing. On a side note, while we're waiting for our last game, if you come by and hang out tonight, I really appreciate it. Appreciate you guys keeping me busy. Makes the time go by a lot faster when I'm streaming. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, I appreciate you stopping by and checking out the channel. Really, I don't know. I started streaming in like January or February of this year, and I'm almost at 100 followers on Twitch, and I've got like 130 subscribers on YouTube. So might not be a lot to some people, but it's been a pretty fun year, like streaming and learning some different stuff. Like a lot of my videos, I had things too loud or not loud enough, so I don't know. It's been nice, like kind of getting to know a few people and streaming over the last year. It's been a lot of fun actually. So any and everybody who's supported that in any way, I really appreciate that. It means a lot. All right, Moto, I'm done rambling about how much I appreciate people. Please find me a game. Oh. I'm really curious to know if it wouldn't be better playing like three pieces of the puzzle and playing like one Izzet charm over a fourth pieces of the puzzle. And I did learn earlier that this is an older list, so this might not even be like an up to date list. This is an older one that I found apparently from like the 7th of November. So like a little over 2 weeks has passed since then. So I mean, it's tough to say if this list is still at the top of its class here. I'm gonna keep this. I don't know how I feel about having Temporal Trespass in my opening hand, but I am excited to try this hand. Hallowed Fountain more than likely means blue-white control, if I had to guess. I mean, I guess it could mean a lot of things, but that's the first thing that comes to my mind. Ooh. And if that's the case, then I think this is a good matchup for us, but I'm not sure. Oh, it's Spirits. Okay. Definitely going to slam Thing in the Ice. As long as we can put on enough, like, oh, it's Bant Spirits. Okay. They play a basic Plains of Bant Spirits? That's kind of surprising. Would I really love to have seen like a Lightning Axe right there or something like that, because they're gonna Spell Queller this. And I mean, there's nothing we can do about it here. Our hand is just super awkward and slow. So we're really gonna need these Arclight Phoenixes to do some good blocking here. Yep, serving it up for 4. Because if I would have had Lightning Axe like there, right there, I could have Lightning Axe a Spell Queller. He sacrifices a Selfless Spirit, and then we're in a decent spot. Cast Arclight Phoenix. This probably gets Spell Queller too. I mean, if he has a Spell Queller, I would slam it there because why not? Rattle Chains, okay. Okay. Which means he's probably going to play a Lord. If I had to guess, that's probably what we're looking at here. Some kind of Anthem effect right here. Maybe Collected Company into 2 Anthem effects. That would be kind of backbreaking, honestly. So it is collected company. Yep, nothing I can do about that. Skyclave Apparition would be pretty bad for us here. Ooh, man. It's like I can't imagine he's not just shoving in with the team. Expressive Iteration could be the start of something here. Damn, find a thing in the ice there instead of like literally any other spell kind of sucks. Put that in our hand, put that on the bottom, put that over there. Actually, I just thought about that, and we get to cast this. All right, so this ends up being pretty okay, because now we get to cast the Expressive Iteration from that. So, okay, all right. I'm glad I didn't just concede there because I'm a twit. We telling me there's a chance. Cast this, flip thing in the ice. There's nothing they play with haste, so Skyclave Apparition, okay. Yep, and they have a Spectral Sailor they can flash in here. Yeah, so the Spike Field Hazard just allows us to win the game here. All right. All right. Well, we got out of that game somehow. Did not think we would, but it worked out pretty well for us there. All right. So we want Anger, Mystical Dispute. We don't want Trespass. Definitely want to cut a couple. Whoa. Definitely want to cut a couple of these things. Cut our Negate. And just try to run them over the rest of the way. I mean, we could try, like, no, Aether Gust isn't good enough. Eternal Scourge doesn't do anything. Entrancing Melody, like, I guess could do something, but I don't think that's where we want to be. Is Entrancing Melody better than Pieces of the Puzzle? I don't think so. Personally, I don't think so. And maybe we want to cut Treasure Cruise to stop them from just slamming Rest in Peace against us. Yeah, if we get a mulligan to 6-2. Well, we're going to keep this. Keep this and put the Pathway on the bottom. Our opponent also keeps 6. Okay. Opt is good. It gives us some counterplay here. Or I guess it gives us not counterplay, but cards, like card selection. Okay. Kill Watcher of the Spheres. I was like just ripping thing in the ice off the top would be awesome, honestly. Thank you, antivirus. I know you're doing virtually nothing, but thanks anyway. Surprised they played that on white instead of blue. I mean, like, they could have played Selfless Spirit there, but put that on the bottom, draw another Lightning Axe. I mean, all this removal is great, but we have to have a way to win the game. They still have 4 cards in hand, and we could definitely... play Spikefield Hazard. No. We'll consider end of the turn. They probably have a Skyclave Apparition. It's the only reason I can think of that they would play both their white sources out like that. Yep, here it comes. Oh, okay. Portable Hole? That's interesting. I have to say I didn't see that one coming. Oh, I've already played a land this turn? Yeah, I've already played a land this turn, I guess? Okay, I didn't think I had, but whatever. So having Mystical Dispute and having Expressive Iteration next turn feels pretty solid. Well, if they go for a Collected Company here, I won't have anything to do about it. Let's counter this. Wow. Put this into my hand, put this on the bottom, this out to the side. Cast this one. This into my hand. This on the bottom, this out to the side. Play the cave, say go. I mean, still feels like we're having pretty solid turns here. Want to become famous? Buy followers and viewers on bigfollowspace.com. Thanks, but no thanks. I appreciate it, DarkB99. Much as I would like to become a famous streamer, I don't really feel like paying my way to get there. All right, Archon of Emeria. Always yield. That into my hand, that on the bottom, that out to the side. Play that one. I mean, he's only going to have 2 cards in his hand, so like I don't really know how much damage he can really do here. Okay. Really like to be able to keep one of my thing in the eyes here. It's not going to change anything, so I'm just going to take 4 here. Like, I'm okay going to 16 as my first points of the game, especially if there's any chance of me actually getting Arclight Phoenix into play here. All right. Well, they have no more removal, so if they have any, they draw it, which is fine. I don't really care about their things costing less. That's much better on turn 2 for them than it is now, so we go to 14. I don't really see any harm in playing this. We're getting rid of their only threat. Put that onto the bottom. Well, let's just get extreme aggro here. Like, I don't really know what we have to lose here, so I say that, but I am up a game against Spirits. Could end poorly. If this is Collected Company here, this is tough. Did you flash this in to block my Arclight Phoenix? Seriously. That is wildly interesting that is your play. All right, we're just going to keep saying go here. No! Wow, that's disappointing. I think we're going to win this race. Yeah, we will win this race. If this is how the race continues on, we will win it. I'd like to see like a treasure cruise or something cool here. Charter course is pretty solid. I mean, that's pretty solid because it blocks the Skyclave apparition. So, puts us in a pretty decent spot here. Galvanic Iteration is not a bad pickup to have for if we do draw into something good. Lightning Axe is a good removal spell. Oh, wow, he just keeps putting our Phoenixes into the yard. I mean, maybe he's like playing out to like a Rest in Peace off the top or something here, which would be pretty solid. I won't lie. All right, well, let's get busy. Our opponent must have like drawn a land and just decided to like pass there. I don't know. All right. Okay, that leaves a play. We cast pieces of the puzzle. Okay, we flip thing in the ice. Get a token. Draw 3 cards. Play Lava Glide Pathway. All right, our opponent concedes, and we 4-1 with the deck tonight. Okay, well, wasn't a bad run. I mean, you know, the deck. Sorry, I got to get rid of the screen here. We had a pretty decent run tonight. Our only loss was to Burn, which I feel like is a pretty bad matchup. And you know, like we played all 3 games, but the third game, like I'd be lying if I said it was a super close match. We just kind of played our cards and we just kind of lost, but we beat everything else we played against tonight. I think Temporal Trespass in this deck is super solid. Who whoever had that idea is really smart. I think that you could do with 3 pieces of the puzzle and 1 Izzet Charm as an extra card here. I just think that 4th piece of the puzzle is a little too much. I'm not saying it's worth it or not good. I mean, we did 4-1 with the deck, so I don't know why I'm critiquing that much, but it just felt a little bulky having that many. So I don't know. Deck's pretty sweet. Still like Izzet Phoenix. We'll probably run it back later. Um, it's 7:15. I'm probably gonna play a little Dead by Daylight. I haven't played Killer in a while. I just been playing a little bit of Survivor with my friends here and there. So probably gonna take maybe 5-10 minutes here, and when I come back, we'll be playing Dead by Daylight. So if you were here for Magic, I appreciate it. If you like Dead by Daylight, stick around. I'll see you guys in a minute.